Well, good morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in foggy California. Fog season is hit. It's thick as pea soup out there. I'm really unprepared today. I thought I would call this one the on-call edition because that's why I'm a little scattered, a little stuttering when I talk. I've been up all night, so I got a call. If you're not familiar with the concept of on-call, it's like you have working hours, right? So you work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. But you're the only person that can fix a certain problem. So you may be asked to be on call. In some cases, they pay you for it. In some cases, they don't. I'm blessed that I am paid for being on call here. So, and when I'm on call, they pay a stipend, a modest amount of our hourly rate while we're on call all night long. And we get that whether we get called or not. Actually, we get that if we do not get called. Let me rephrase that. If we do get called, then we get to charge overtime because we're not on our normal work hours. So that's how on call works here, or as we call it, standby. So there's 3 of us here. We rotate. I was on standby last week, and then my cohort across the way there, he's on standby this week or on call. And then my boss is the 3rd person that takes on call. So we rotate every 3 weeks. One of us is on call. And so if there's a network problem or a server problem in the middle of the night, then you get called in the middle of the night. So that's the background of what on call or standby pay is. And yes, tonight was my lucky night. So it doesn't matter how I'm contacted, whether it's by email or text or call. I can still, begin work again, begin my 2nd shift, and start charging overtime. Our policy says they must call me on the phone, but any way they can get a hold of me is okay. For the help desk, I usually tell them you have to call me on the phone, because when the help desk calling, there is a big problem. There's other people at the hospital that have my phone number. If they call in the middle of the night, I generally don't answer because they're not going through proper channels. So we don't do that. So okay, now we get to the story. So I got an email yesterday from security saying that, hey, there's some kids from the local children's shelter that are coming over and hanging around the hospital and causing problems. And the reason they're here is because of our free guest Wi-Fi. So if they get close enough to the building, they can get on our guest Wi-Fi network and they can do whatever it is they're doing. And while they're close to the hospital, they're causing mayhem. So head of security asked me, can you please disable guest wireless at night? So I told him, yeah, I can do that. So I asked him when visiting hours were, because I don't want to disable it while we have visitors here at the hospital, because they're using it for different things. So he told me what the visiting hours were. So when they ended today, then I turned off guest wireless. Boom, done. So that was 8 p.m. That was my first, what they call a callback. I was recalled to work. So logged in remotely through our VPN and did that work. Disabled the guest wireless network, and that was it. I thought, hey, that was easy work, easy money. Time to go to bed. Well, I didn't go to bed at 8, but you know what I mean. So fine. So then I really was getting ready to go to bed. It's about 10:30. Yeah, I'm old. I'm going to bed at 10:30. Yeah, you betcha. I get up every morning at 5:15 so I can get to work at 6. So yeah, I go to bed at 10:30. And I get another call. Hey, we're getting a timeout from this electronic medical records server out at our electronic medical records provider. It's not on premises here. I don't take care of those servers. We have vendors that do that. So they're getting timeouts, talking from the servers over there to our server over here. So can you check the network, see if anything's wrong? I get on the network. Nope, everything's up. I check our EMR provider. Everything's up. So they're saying, well, it's not working. We need your help. We need your help. I jump into the firewall that's between us and them. And I tell them, hey, I'm not seeing any traffic. So I sit on the phone with them for about an hour. I'm not doing anything except looking at the firewall and not seeing any traffic. And periodically I'll tell them, I still don't see any traffic. So I told them, from my perspective, I don't see any network problems. You can ping to that other side. You're not dropping any pings. You don't have a network problem. And so they agreed. I said, you've probably got a server problem. The server's either not listening on the right ports, or there's a service that's misbehaving. It's on one of the other servers. Because what I was seeing in the firewall is TCP reset from server. My only problem was I didn't know which end was acting as the server. Is it our end or was it their end? So they agreed, and okay, you can get off the call. So about 11 o'clock, 11:30 or so, I finally get off the call, go back to bed, start to go to sleep, and just feeling good. And then all of a sudden my phone starts ringing again. Seems like it was like 5 minutes later. It was actually 1:30 in the morning. Phone's ringing again. So I drag my sorry butt out of bed, walk over, get my phone, answer it. It's the same people, same problem. I thought we'd already established this wasn't a network problem. We need you to check the network again. We need to see why it's not working. Packet capture. We need a PCAP. PCAP. Okay. So I get up, I get my laptop out, which luckily I had taken home. Normally I don't take it home when I'm not on call, but for some reason last night I did. Oh, for the wireless stuff. So they're just lucky that I got that wireless request. Set up my laptop, VPN in, and check, and it's the same. Nothing's changed. It doesn't look any different. I said, well, can you grab a PCAP? I said, sure, I can. So I get the firewall ready for PCAP, and I'm just setting up the capture filters on the firewall, and all of a sudden the firewall stops responding. Well, now what? So I check, and my home internet had decided to reboot itself, or else I'm on Xfinity. I don't know if Xfinity just likes to reboot things at 2:30 in the morning, but yeah, 2:30 in the morning, my home gateway, my internet gateway just rebooted itself. Wonderful. So I thought, oh man, don't tell me I have to get dressed and drive into work at 2 in the morning. So anyway, about 5 minutes later, it came back. I get them back on the call. They get me back on the call. I've been off the call, actually, it's more like 10 minutes. Finally get back on the call, and I said, okay, I'm ready to do the packet capture. Oh, we don't need packet capture. Okay, well, what do you need from me? Can you check and see if the traffic's flowing right now? No. Well, what do you see? I see traffic from this IP address to this IP address. Well, that's not the IP address I'm sending to. Well, that's what I see. Well, what else do you see? Well, I see return traffic from this other IP address to your server, our server over here. He goes, well, that's not right, because I'm sending to one IP address and I'm getting an acknowledgement back from a different IP address. And our EMR provider says, oh, well, that's the way we do things. We receive the traffic on one IP and then we send our acknowledgements on another. Okay, seriously? Do we know that on our server? So I think they do some sort of load balancing thing and it isn't working right. So they're just sending from one IP and receiving on the other and praying that it works. So I guess that was my contribution. With that knowledge that they're sending to one IP, they're getting acknowledgements from a different IP. One's .2 and they're getting an acknowledgement from .3. No, I'm sorry, they're sending to .3 and they're getting acknowledgements from .2. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So our programmer on this side, application developer, changes his software to point to .2, where the acknowledgements are coming from. Well, I'm going to send to where the acknowledgements are coming from. Once he did that, no more problem. The network problem magically went away, because what they were seeing is TCP timeouts. And what I was seeing is TCP server reset. And there goes my alarm telling me to wake up. I'm up. So I kept seeing this TCP reset from server over and over and over again. So Once our programmer started sending to the address that they were sending acknowledgements on, boom, everything just started working magically. Now, I haven't made any network changes. There's been no changes to routing. We haven't stood up any other VPN tunnels, nothing since well before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving, we all want a holiday. We don't want to be called for some change we made just before the holiday. So we do not do changes before the holidays. Our application developer says, well, I haven't made any changes. And the EMR provider says, well, we haven't made any changes. And I said, well, look, guys, when was this problem reported? Well, last night at 5. Okay, well, what changed? You haven't made a change. We haven't made a change. What changed? Why did it suddenly stop working? Then he says, well, it actually hasn't been working for a couple of months is what we're hearing. So it hasn't been working for a couple of months, but tonight you have to call me at 1:30 a.m. and stay up all night because this hasn't been working for months. You couldn't wait 6 more hours till we're all in the office and can work on it with a clear mind. Okay, so that long grumpy tale, just to tell you that in some cases, that's the kind of stuff you can expect being a network admin, is you may have on call to be part of. You may be part of that. You may be salaried and just be expected to be, expect to be called anytime, day or night, all year long. That's how my last job was. I was salaried, so they figured they owned me. They could call me whenever they want. I am blessed in this job to be hourly, so that if they call, they have to pay me. They can't just, there's labor laws. You can't just force an hourly person to work and not pay them. So thank you, Lord, for that. So anyway, I just want to give you guys a taste of what on-call is like, what you can expect, and the type of issues you can run into. Happily, this was just one big stupid issue that I shouldn't have really been a part of. But I guess they wouldn't know if I hadn't been called. They wouldn't have known that they were sending to one IP and getting acknowledgements on another. So being able to look into the firewall and see the traffic was my one contribution. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that long, sad tale. If you like what you saw, click your subscribe button, click the notification bell if you so desire to be notified when I make these crazy videos. And just all you guys, thanks so much for all the positive comments, all you guys that are becoming inspired to be network admins, inspired. I think I said expired, inspired to be network admins. That's wonderful. Keep at it. It's, it may not happen overnight. For some of you, it may, but for me, if you've watched my intro video, it was a long road. It was a journey. So, but you got to take that first step. The old Chinese philosopher was right. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, don't be shy, be fearless, take that first step, live courageously. Don't be afraid of anything. As long as God is on your side, if he is for you, who can be against you? So that's all I got this week. God bless everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys all next time. God bless. Stop the meeting. Stop.